All right. Well, welcome. Great to have you tuning in. Hope your day is going great. And let's begin. When you're ready, you just lie back, close your eyes, and you breathe. Continuing to take the time to settle in. Taking the time to signify that the practice has now begun. That this is now what you're doing. You're no longer working. You're no longer taking care of household needs. You're here with your practice. So you make that conscious choice, that subtle effort to let all those other obligations, all those other things drift away. So that you're right here. And be mindful when we make the shift. We sometimes have that voice in our head that doesn't want to make the shift. And part of it is because we put value on things and we think, well, these other things that I'm thinking about, work, family, friends, any other obligation, they're important. They need my attention. And the reality is that they are important. So it's not to say that the practice is more important than any other obligation you have in the day. It's that we need to realize that when we're here, this is where we are. Instead of trying to multitask, instead of trying to put the body here and the mind somewhere else, part of this practice is learning how to be in the same place as our body, how to feel what our body feels, how to notice those subtle sensations that pass by us all day long because we're busy looking at other things. So here as you settle in, you make the choice to be here, not because this is more important, more valuable than anything else, but because this is where you are. So that's where you should be. Just a few more breaths, just a few more moments out of the day to try and make that transition, to try and settle in. And your next inhale is a nice deep, full inhale. You fill the belly, fill the chest, and as you're ready, release the breath, drawing your knees and you wrap your arms around your shins, hugging your thighs tight. And you gently rock from side to side. That sense of movement, swaying the body. Then back to center, hands behind your knees as you rock from the tailbone to the shoulder blades. Nice long line. Nice smooth coordination back and forth, and the next inhale draws you up to sitting. You sit tall. The back of the neck is long, the eyes remain closed. You take a moment. Then on inhale, you rise up Tadasana. You find your balance. The feet are firm, shoulders back. The eyes are closed. Then palms together at your heart. And on inhale, you take the arms up, lengthening. And exhale, you fold forward over your legs. You get the hands to the floor and inhale, right foot steps back, low lunge. Left foot back, plank pose, top of push-up. And exhale as you lower. Inhale, forward, broadening the collarbone. And exhale, you press back, down dog. You settle in. You take any movement you like. Feeling the body as it starts to wake up, starts to lengthen out. Inhale, right foot forward, low lunge. Left foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, full extension. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left leg reaches back. Right leg back. And lower. Inhale, nice and broad. And exhale, down dog. You're conscious to the movement of the body. That simple rhythm back and forth, up and down. Inhale, left foot. Exhale, right foot. Inhale, full extension. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right leg. Left. And exhale. Inhale, forward. And exhale, back. Inhale, right foot. Exhale, left. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left. Right. Exhale, line. Inhale, forward. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot. Exhale, right foot. Inhale, full extension. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right leg reaches back. Left leg. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. You feel nice and grounded. The palms firmly pushing the floor away. The heels heavy towards the mat. Inhale, right foot opening the hips. Exhale, left folding over. Inhale, full extension. And exhale, hands to your heart. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left. right. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Don't overthink the movement, the sun salutes, but still be conscious to it. Learn to notice the subtle, repetitive actions of it. Inhale, left foot. Exhale, right. Inhale and exhale. You relax the arms, you close your eyes if they've opened. You set the mind back here, noticing if it's wandered off. Then with the big toes, close heels apart, bend the knees, drop the hips, and sweep the arms check. The tailbone draws down as the arms reach up. You sit as low as you like, nice and grounded, nice and stable. And exhale as you fold forward over your legs. You catch hold of whatever you got, your toes, your ankles, your shins. The weight drifts forward. The head hangs heavy. Tailbones tilting towards the ceiling as the torso draws long over your legs. Inhale halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, float or step, down dog or vinyasa. Inhale the right leg, and exhale, you step the foot forward, crescent lunge. Left knee lowers, toes uncurl. The hips sink down as the torso sweeps up. Drawing your hips towards that right heel while you actively reach your arms up and back. Giving that nice crescent curve. Nice long line to the front of the body. And on exhale, hands to the floor. Your hips shift back so that right leg can straighten out, setting up for Hanumanasana. We're going to keep those hips over top that left knee today so that we can just isolate that stretch to those right hamstrings. So the torso starts to fold forward over that right thigh. If your hands are comfortable on the ground, you can walk them forward, trying to work a bit of a reach through the torso. Trying to pull your biceps in line with your ears. And on exhale, you bend back into that right knee, planting your palms as you step that right foot back, down dog or vinyasa. Inhale the left leg, and exhale, you step the foot forward, crescent lunge. Right knee is down, toes uncurl. Those hips sink as the torso sweeps. You let your eyes soften. And you feel that long swept line from the front of that right knee all the way up through your arms. And exhale, hands to the floor. Shifting those hips back. The left knee straight. The left toes lift up. And you fold over that left leg. Walking your hands as far forward as you like. But you try and feel along with the upper body here. Going out over that left leg. Trying to get out of that habit of just going down into it. You want to extend out. And then exhale as that left knee bends. The hands plant and you find your way to down dog. Inhale, the right leg lifts. And exhale, you step the foot forward, low lunge. And keeping that left hand on the floor, that right arm reaches up. Nice low lunge twist. The hips are low. Nice set stance with your feet as you add that rotation of the torso. Trying to get the shoulders to stack. And staying grounded with those feet. On your next inhale, that right arm will guide you up into your high lunge twist. The right arm's reaching towards the back edge of the mat. That left arm sweeps forward. You get that nice wrap through the abdominal wall. Remember, you're trying to get all the way vertical with the torso. Crown head over the tailbone. There's a tendency, we sometimes kind of stop, leaning slightly forward. So try and lift all the way up. The tailbone tucks, the hips set level, so that you can get your torso vertical. Then you're gonna let that left hand guide you as you open up. Warrior two. You adjust your stance as you need. And you settle in behind that right thigh. Nice broad lines. The eyes are soft. And reaching forward for side angle. Right elbow to right thigh, hand to the floor inside the right foot. And that left bicep starts next to the left ear. Nice long top line. If you want to wrap it for your bind, feel free. But you roll open. Breathing deep into the upper chest. And on your next exhale, hands to the floor, framing that left foot. Framing that right foot as you step back. Down dog or vinyasa. And the left leg lifts. And exhale, you step the foot forward, low lunge. Right hand stays down. Left arm reaches up. A nice twist. A nice low stance. And again, find those legs. Feel set with your stance and take your time here. No rush rising up. When you feel that weight is set in your feet, then you let that left arm guide you up. Lifting the torso all the way up. Maybe tightening that twist once you're on top. And with that next inhale, the right arm will guide you open. Warrior two. You sit into it. You level the hips again. And let the torso is vertical. Just floating on top. The thighs externally rotating so you're broad across the lap. And reaching forward, side angle. Elbow to thigh, hand to the floor. And that starts long. If you want to bind, feel free. Don't lose that length. One more breath. And on your next exhale, hands to the floor as you step back. Choosing your route. And a gentle bend in the knees. You look forward, and on inhale, you float or step to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold forward. Want those big toes close. The knees bend, the hips drop, and the arms sweep. Chair pose. Palms together, thumbs to your heart. And you twist to the right. Revolve chair. You can broaden those arms, you can bind as you go tighter. Take the time to feel that long line of the spine. The crown of the head's extending forward, trying to reach past the top edge of the mat. Inhale, back to center, hips low, arms high. Take a moment, center yourself, and palms together as you twist to the left. And again, as you work to tighten it up, make sure you still feel that long line, that reaching forward through the crown of the head, hips anchored behind you, so that you're getting that true rotation of the spine. Inhale, back to center, hips low, arms high. This time you're going to bring the arms straight out in front, parallel to the floor. The weight shifts forward so the heels peel, bouncing on the balls of your feet as you slide your hips down an imaginary wall. Then you're going to just sit yourself down. The hips touch down, the heels lift up. Navasana. You breathe. We're doing 3 rounds, so knees can be bent or straight, it's up to you. But you want to sit tall through the torso. The sternum lifted, so the lower back draws in. But you're using your entire core, not just your abdominal wall, to try and balance here. On your next exhale, you cross the ankles, hug the shins in, or hands outside your hips to lift. You can always leave a foot down to help out. Back out. Nice smooth breath. Cross and hover, cross and lift. Back out. Last one. This time you cross the ankles as you roll forward. Down dog or vinyasa. Inhale, the right leg lifts. And exhale, you step the foot forward outside that right hand, setting up for lizard. We're going to keep that left knee lifted today. So that left heel presses back as you start to fold towards the floor. Maybe one forearm touches down, maybe 2. But you have nice active legs here. That left heel presses back, helps hold that left hip up. So as you fold the torso, you're working that flexion at that right hip, rather than letting that left hip dip down to go lower. And inhale, you rise up to straight arms. Keep the hands inside that right foot. As you lower the left knee, uncurl those toes, and lift that right arm up for your lizard twist. You can stay here, shoulders stack, or you take that right arm back as that left knee bends, catching hold of the outer edge of that left foot. Thumb points up so that top shoulder is still able to open up. And if you want to lower back down to that left forearm, feel free. But you keep twisting open. Trying to look up towards the ceiling, trying to turn your sternum, the center of your chest, up towards the ceiling. And nice and smooth back to center. Hands to the floor inside that right foot. Left toes curl so that left knee lifts. Then you just step that left foot forward outside your left hand, coming into a squat. Take a breath as we make our way to crow pose. If you know it, you go right into it. Otherwise, you keep it simple. One step at a time. Palms flat, fingers spread wide. Hips lift. Knees bend so they touch the triceps. And you just start to lean forward. That smooth transition so you feel your body weight shift. Remember, this is more about balance than it is strength. So no need to try and muscle yourself up into it, trying to jump or catch it. Instead, you find that smooth transitional body weight from your feet to your hands. And on your next exhale, you find your way to down dog. You can float, you can step, you take a vinyasa, or you go straight there. And inhale, that left leg lifts. And exhale, you step the foot forward outside your left hand for lizard. That right leg is lifted and active as the torso simply surrenders. Bowing towards the floor. One forearm, maybe two touchdown. Inhale as you rise up. Right hand stays down. Right knee lowers down. And that left arm reaches up. Lizard twist. You stay there. Or you take that left arm back. As that right knee bends. Catching hold of that right foot. Maybe lowering back down to that right forearm if you like. And back to center. Hands inside that left foot. Right knee lifts. And the right foot steps forward. Coming into a squat. Crow pose again. If you want any variations, feel free. One step at a time as you work into it. Palms flat. Fingers wide. Hips lifted. Remember, you want your gaze forward rather than looking straight down at your fingers or back behind you. Look out in front of you. It'll give you a better sense of where you are in space as you start to shift your weight and your hips forward, moving those elbows out over your wrists. Two more breaths and then you find your way to down dog. And from down dog. Your next inhale, that right leg lifts. And exhale, you step the foot forward. High lunge. You plant the foot. You lift the torso. And you settle in. Nice, strong, active stance here. Both thighs are reaching in opposite directions. The tailbone draws down as the abdominal wall hugs in. Stabilizing the hips, engaging your core. I'm going to let that back heel spin in, warrior one. That right leg straightens out, setting up for pyramid. We sweep the arms behind the back, interlace the fingers. The shoulders draw back as you fold forward over that right thigh. Keep the shoulder blades hugging towards each other. Broad across the upper chest as you fold. And exhale, hands to the floor. And you step back. Down dog or vinyasa. Inhale the left leg. And exhale, you step the foot forward. High lunge. And once again, that right heel spins in. That left leg straightens out. Make sure your hips are still squared forward. And that back heel spins in. Sometimes they'll open up to the right. You re-square them. Take the arms behind your back and lace the fingers. And exhale, fold out over that left leg. And exhale, hands to the floor as you step back. Down dog or vinyasa. A gentle bend in the knees. You look forward, and on inhale, you float or step to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold forward. And inhale, you rise all the way back up. Arms overhead. And exhale, hands to your heart. You relax your arms, you close your eyes. Tadasana. And palms together at your heart. Just you're balancing the body and mind. You make our way into eagle pose. So you're going to start with a slight bend in those knees. And that left thigh will cross over top the right. Those left toes can touch down. They can hover, or you tuck them. But sit those hips down into it. When you're ready, arms in front, left elbow underneath the right. You cross the elbows, twist you tie the forearms. You're trying to lift those elbows while those hips sit down. One more breath. And just as smooth as you came in, you untie the arms, you unravel the legs. Tadasana. And palms together. And a gentle bend in the knees. The weight shifts to the left. And the right thigh crosses over. And again, you choose where you like that right foot. touching, hovering, or tucking. When you're set with the base, you add the arms. Right elbow underneath the left. Twisty tie those forearms. Let that left knee bend and the hip sit. Especially when you feel wobbly, there's a tendency where we like to tense. We like to straighten and stiffen. That's only going to make it harder to balance. The more you sit into it, the more you cushion it, the more you're able to steady it. Nice and smooth. You unravel. Tadasana. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands. Float or step. Choosing your route. Then inhale, the right leg lifts. And exhale, you step the foot forward. Low lunge. From here, you're going to take that left knee and place on the mat outside that right ankle. Then you just sit your hips back. The hips are inside that left heel. That right knee points up to the ceiling, setting it for half spinal twist. Right hand on the floor behind you. Left arm reaches up. And on exhale, you twist. Either hooking that left elbow outside that right thigh, or you can just hug it. If you want to pull that leg in, gives you some leverage to help you twist. But it also, as you hug that thigh in, and you keep that right side of your hip on the mat, you start to get that nice stretch through the lateral line of that right thigh. And inhale back to center. We're going into elephant pose. So this left leg, the one on the bottom, you're just going to sweep it straight out in front of you. Then you're going to grab hold of that right ankle outside that left thigh and draw it back towards that left hip. Trying to get the knees to stack as best as you can. Those thighs are crossed. And from here, that right arm reaches up. You bend the elbow, hands between the shoulder blades. That left arm can work that arm back and down, helping to open up that underarm. Or if the arm is back, then that left arm can trace the horizon and you catch hands behind you. You can stay sitting upright, or you can fold forward into it. Inhale, you rise up. You relax your arms. From here, we're going into double pigeon. So we're going to take this right leg and just move it off to the side for a moment. We bang that left knee so that that left shin is parallel to the top edge of the mat. I'm just moving this leg out of the way here. So that top shin is parallel. Then we're going to take this right leg and stack it on top. Shins are parallel and they're stacked. You sit nice and tall, hands outside your hips. Or you start to walk those hands forward, letting your weight pour down into those legs. We're doing these deep hip stretches, especially like here in double pigeon. Notice that tension that tends to build around the hips, right there at the greater trochanter, that knobby point on the outside. And try and relax it. Try and surrender into it. Good. Inhale as you rise up. Just cross those ankles as you roll forward. Down dog or vinyasa. Inhale the left leg. And exhale, you step the foot forward. And that right knee draws forward to the mat right outside that left ankle as you sit your hips back. You got that left knee pointed to the ceiling. That left hand's on the floor behind you. Right arm reaches and you twist. Either hooking the elbow outside the thigh or hugging the thigh. Back to center. The right leg sweeps forward. That left heel draws back for elephant pose. Trying to get those knees to stack as best you can. Your thighs are tightly crossed. Maybe that left arm reaches up. Bend the elbow, hands between the shoulder blades. Use that right arm and work it back and down. Maybe you stay right here, especially if you feel that stretch through the underarm on the left side. If that arm is back behind you, then you trace the horizon and sweep that right arm behind you. Catching hands. Maybe staying upright. Maybe leaning into it. And inhale, you rise up. You relax your arms. You step that left foot off to the side so it's out of the way. And that right leg draws in just so that that right shin is parallel to the top edge of the mat. And that left foot then stacks right on top of that right knee. You sit tall. And as you sit tall and just lift your sternum, the center of your chest, that'll usually start to engage that stretch to the outer hips. You can stay right here. You start to feel that stretch. Or you start to lean forward, letting your body pour into it. And again, you notice when that tension starts to build, that gripping, trying to hold. You just breathe there. Trying to relax as best you can. No need to try and push yourself into it or try and pull yourself down. And inhale, you rise up. You cross those ankles and you roll forward. Down dog or vinyasa. Then a gentle bend in the knees. You look forward of your hands, and on inhale, you float or step to sitting at the top of the mat. The hips are down. The legs come through. Paschimottanasana. The arms reach up. And exhale as you fold forward. You catch hold of whatever you got. Your toes, your ankles, your shins. You bow your head and you lead with your heart, your sternum, the center of your chest. Moving the body forward. And inhale as you reach out and rise up. You sweep the arms around in front. And exhale, you lower yourself down onto your back. Come to lie flat. And take a breath once you're done. Then preparing for 3 rounds of back bends. The knees bend, the feet are flat. The arms stay alongside the body for bridge, or hands above the shoulders for upward facing bow. Now your next inhale, you push down into your feet, lifting the hips, the low back, middle back, upper back if you want. And exhale, relax. Take a breath. And inhale, you push down to go up once again. And exhale, relax. Third and final one. On an inhale, you push down to go up. And exhale, relax. Once you lower down, you draw your knees into your chest, you wrap your arms around your shins. Nice tight squeeze. And taking the arms alongside the body, palms flat, legs go straight up. You hang out there or shoulders down. Toes towards the floor beyond your head. The hips lift, the elbows bend. You catch those low back in your hands as you send the legs up. A few more breaths if you want any variations. Then back to center, toes towards the floor beyond your head for plow. Hips high, low backs open. You release the hands, fingers point forward, and nice and easy one round. Come to lie flat on your back. Once down, the legs are straight, arms alongside the body, preparing for fish. You press into your hands and elbows. You arc the spine, roll the shoulders back, and release the crown of the head towards the floor. And exhale, you lower down. You draw your knees into your chest. Nice tight squeeze. When you take the arms into cactus arms, elbows bend 90 degrees. As you release the knees over to left. One final twist. And back to center. And over to the right. Back to center. And on exhale, you extend the legs, Shavasana. Slowly begin taking deeper inhales, more active exhales. Gently waking the body back up. You start to wiggle the fingers and toes. You roll the wrists and ankles, arms and legs. Then turn the palms flat down onto the ground, gripping the floor as you inhale, grounding yourself. And exhale, you draw your knees into your chest, you wrap your arms around your shins. And you rock over to your right side. You rest there for a moment in the seat of full potential. And as you're ready on inhale, you slowly rise up to sitting. You come into a comfortable seated posture. The spine is tall, shoulders are back, chest is lifted, heart is open. Back of the neck is long and the eyes remain closed. And palms together to heart center, thanking yourself and each other for being here. Clear mind, peaceful mind. Peaceful speech, loving speech. Loving heart, clear heart. Namaste. Thank you all for joining. Great to have you tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of your day.